If you think e-commerce is too saturated in 2026, you are missing out. And I mean that literally. Because while you're sitting there overthinking whether it's worth starting, there are 18 years old building brands from their bedrooms, printing more in a month than most people make in a year. I've said this multiple times and I keep saying it. E-commerce is still one of the most powerful ways to build real income online today. And I know that because I've been in this space since 2014. I've built multiple million-dollar brands. I've seen what works and I've seen what completely fails. Because the reality is, most people approach e-commerce completely wrong from the start. They come in thinking it's going to be quick. They think they just need a winning product, a decent website, and maybe run a few ads. And then, when it doesn't work, they assume the model is the problem. But it's not. The model works. It has always worked. What changed is the level of execution required to succeed. The people who understand branding, positioning, and real marketing are scaling harder than ever. I've seen people go from completely broke to building real scalable e-commerce brands that pay them every single month. A few years ago, you could get away with doing the bare minimum. Now, you're competing with big brands. Those are people who understand marketing and customer psychology, people who are building actual businesses. And that's exactly why I'm making this video. Because if you understand what I'm about to walk you through, you're already putting yourself ahead of the majority of people trying to get into this space right now. So in this video, I'm going to break down the key things you need to understand before you even think about starting an e-commerce business. These are things I wish I properly understood when I first got into this, because it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of unnecessary mistakes. And if you actually take this seriously, it will completely change the way you approach this business. So let's get into it. Why e-commerce still works? The first thing you need to understand about e-commerce is that the opportunity is still massive. And I say that because most people genuinely misunderstand what's happening right now. They look at the space and think there are too many people doing this already. It's too competitive. It's probably too late for me to start. If you actually look at the data, and more importantly, if you look at what's happening in the real world, you'd come to a completely different conclusion. Because e-commerce hasn't slowed down at all. It's expanding. Every single year, more people are buying online. More businesses are shifting online. And more money is flowing through the internet than ever before. And this isn't just in the US. This is global. You've got entire markets that are only now starting to fully adopt online buying behavior, which means the total opportunity pool is still growing. Now, at the same time, yes, competition has increased, but that's normal. Every real opportunity becomes more competitive over time. That's what validates it. No one complains about competition in industries that don't make money. So the fact that e-commerce is competitive is actually proof that it works. But here's the shift most people fail to understand. There are still far more consumers than there are people who actually know how to sell them. And let me say that again. There are far more buyers than there are competent sellers. And that gap is where all the money is made, because most people entering this space are not building real brands. They're testing random products with no real understanding of why something would work. Which means if you approach this properly, if you actually understand product selection, branding, and marketing, you're not competing with everyone. You're competing with a very small percentage of people who are actually doing this right. So when people say it's saturated, what they really mean is it's harder to win without a skill. And that's true. But if anything, that should push you to take this more seriously and not to avoid it altogether. Because the people who adapt to that higher standard are the ones who build businesses that last. 2 is audience targeting. That's the next thing you need to understand, because your product shouldn't be for everyone. And this is something that sounds very counterintuitive at first, because most people assume that if more people can buy it, you'll make more money. But in practice, that's not how it works. What usually ends up happening is that when a product is too general, it appeals to everyone a little bit, but not enough for anyone to actually buy. That's the key difference, because there's a certain level of interest someone needs to have before they make a purchase. And general products rarely hit that level. They're just not specific enough. So instead, what you want is the opposite. You want something that clearly fits a certain type of people. Something where when they see it, it immediately makes sense to them. For example, instead of selling something general like a moisturizer, it's much easier to sell skincare specifically for acne-prone teenage skin, or skincare targeted towards men in their 30s. It's the same category, but now it's targeted. Now there's a clear person behind the product, and that changes everything, because now your marketing becomes simpler. You're not trying to convince everyone. You're speaking directly to a group of people who already relate to what you're selling, which means your ads are clearer, your messaging is stronger, and your conversion rate is naturally higher. And this is why most successful e-commerce brands are built around niches because it's more focused. It feels like you're reading their minds and speaking their language. So when you're choosing your first product, don't think in terms of how many people could buy this. Think in terms of who is this actually for. The more specific you are there, the easier it becomes to sell. The next thing you need to understand is that your pre-launch matters a lot more than most people think. A lot of beginners assume that if they build a good product, sales will come once they launch. But that's not how it works. There are too many products, too many brands, and too many options for people to just come across yours and decide to buy. If no one knows your product exists, there is no reason for anyone to buy it. And that's why a lot of first launches fail, because there was no attention leading up to it. They simply don't know you exist. One thing most people do is start building interest before the product is even ready. They focus entirely on the back end and ignore the part that actually drives results. That could be as simple as creating a page around your niche, posting content, or building a small audience of people who are already interested in what you plan to sell. A lot of successful brands don't start with the product, they start with the audience first. They focus on awareness, and by the time they launch, they already have people paying attention. That's what makes the difference. Because now, when the product goes live, it's not being shown to 0 people. You are not starting from scratch. There's already some level of awareness there. A lot of people don't do this properly when they first start. And when they launch, they usually get 0 sales. So before you focus too much on building everything perfectly, you need to think about where the attention is actually going to come from. And the next thing you need to understand is that when you choose a product, you need to have something that separates you from everybody else in your niche. A lot of people find a product that is already selling, and then they try to sell the exact same thing without making any changes. The problem with that approach is that there is no real reason for a consumer to choose your product over many other options they already exist. You are not trying to reinvent the product or create something completely new. In most cases, it is enough to improve one aspect of it. That could be the design, the quality, the size, the packaging, or even the way the product is bundled. What matters is that your version offers something that is slightly better or more relevant. If you are selling the exact same product as everyone else, then you are not really adding value. A simple way to approach this is by looking at existing products and going through their reviews. You can see what customers like, what they complain about, and what they wish was different. The information allows you to improve the product in a way that is based on real feedback. Instead of guessing what might work, you are building on something that already does. The next thing you need to understand about e-commerce is that marketing is the main driver of whether your business works or not. And I think this is something a lot of people underestimate when they're starting, because naturally, most beginners focus on the product. They spend a lot of time trying to find a winning product, something they think people will like. And while that doesn't really matter, it's not what determines whether you succeed. What actually determines that is whether people see your product in the first place. So if no one knows that your product exists, it doesn't matter how good it is. It's not going to sell. And this is something I learned the hard way early on. I remember spending way too much time early on trying to perfect the product, but barely putting any real effort into marketing. And obviously, I didn't get any sales because not enough people ever saw it to begin with. And that is really what marketing comes down to: visibility, getting your product in front of the right people consistently. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do that: paid ads, organic content, influencers, and that side of things is always changing. But the principle stays the same. If you can't generate attention, you can't generate sales. And the other thing to understand is that marketing isn't something you just set up once. It takes testing and testing and testing. And the first ad you run probably won't work. The first creative might not convert. And that's very normal. You adjust, you test again, and over time you start to see like a pattern. You see what actually gets results. And once you find something that works, that's when things start to scale. Because now you're putting money into something that's already proven to bring a return. And that's really the goal, to get to a point where your marketing is predictable, where you know that if you spend a certain amount, you are going to generate more back. So before you get too caught up in products, branding, or any of that, you need to understand that marketing is the foundation. Now, something that starts to matter more as you go further with this is the brand behind the product. At the beginning, most people focus almost entirely on the product itself, but that is only one part of why people buy from you. A big part of it comes down to how the product is presented, or what the brand stands for, and how it makes the customer feel. You basically need to have a story. When a brand has a clear identity or message behind it, the product carries more weight. It is not just an item anymore. It becomes something people can relate to. You can see this clearly with brands like Gymshark and Lululemon. On the surface, they are both selling activewear, but they are positioned very differently Definitely. Gymshark is built around a younger, more energetic fitness culture, while Lululemon is positioned in a more premium, lifestyle-focused way. The products can be similar in probably function, but the brand changes how people perceive them, and that directly affects who buys, how much they are willing to pay, and how loyal they become. When someone connects with a brand, the marketing becomes easier, and what that does is build more trust. There is more consistency, and people are more likely to come back. Without that, you are mostly competing on price or convenience. So when you are building your product, you also need to focus on building a strong identity. Which brings me to the next point, which is the next thing I want to talk about, which is longevity. What you need to understand is that most people in e-commerce are not building businesses. They are chasing products. They find a winning or viral product, make a bit of money, and then move on when it stops selling. And the problem with that approach is that you are constantly starting over. Every new product puts you back at zero. New ads, new audience, new everything. This is no leverage. So even if you make money, it is unstable. The people who actually build real long-term businesses do it differently. They focus on building a brand around a specific audience. They create something people recognize, something people trust, that changes how the business performs. Because now you are not relying on one product. You have returning customers. You have people who are already familiar with what you sell. And when you release something new, you are not starting from scratch. That is where this becomes predictable and, most importantly, scalable. Without that, you are just repeating the same cycle. So if you are going into this thinking only about the first product, you are already limiting yourself. The real goal is to build a business that continues to pay you in the long run. And you do that by actually applying everything we've just gone through in this video, like staying within your niche, improving your products over time, and building a story behind the brand that people can connect with. Now, even if you understand everything we've gone through in this video, that on its own is not enough, because this still comes down to execution. There is a difference between knowing what to do and actually being able to do it properly. At the start, things will not be perfect. You will make decisions that do not work. You will test things that do not perform the way you expected. And you will need to adjust. That is part of the process. This is not about getting one product right and everything working immediately. It is about developing the ability to make this work constantly. Because once you reach that point, you understand how to position yourself and you understand how to get it in front of the right people. Only then will you get the results you want. And that is what you should be aiming for. So the focus should not just be on starting, it should be on learning how to do this properly, applying it properly, and giving it enough time to actually compound. And this only works when it is treated like a real business. If you want to actually go deeper into this and understand how to apply all of this properly step by step, then that's exactly what I break down inside my Engine program, where I go into a lot more detail on product selection, all the industry secrets, and one-on-one support throughout the process. But either way, everything you need to get started is already in this video. So at this point, it really just comes down to what you decide to do with it. If you got value from this video, make sure to subscribe, as I post these types of videos every single week, and I'll see you on the next one.